Urban warfare, rural warfare. What do we need to help covert operations and increase our chances of winning? That's right, you guessed it. Some bright, shiny camos on our weapons. Gather round, my magpie friends. Let's see how we can grind it to these camos on Warzone without access to multiplayer. Straight up kills, headshots, mounted kills, crouching kills, hipfire kills, double kills, long shots. You need to do all of these kind of things to get gold. For platinum, you'll need to get gold for all weapons in a certain class category. Then for Damascus, you need platinum on all weapons. Finally, for Obsidian, you have to have gold unlocked on a weapon, then get 15 kills in 150 or 200 matches depending on the type of weapon. Fortunately though, you can stack these in the same game. For example, you can get 30 kills in one game, and it counts as 2 towards your target. However you look at these camos though, they can be a mega grind. In my opinion though, gold is one of the better elite camos you can unlock, and it's the easiest of them all. Now let's get into some tips into unlocking these beautiful camos in Warzone when you don't have access to multiplayer. The first thing to know is that only the kill down on the floor matters unless they have complete death when you kill them and don't go into the revive position, which is actually a good thing for us. Sometimes when unlocking these camos it can be really awkward because you're trying to crouch around or mount on things just for the sake of it, making it harder to get the kill. However, on Warzone, you can down people, then crouch and mount and headshot, or do whatever you have to do. Another general tip is to be aware of what challenges you have to complete, and have them in the back of your mind in all of the games you play. If you're playing with your squad, and you're trying to sweat out a win in normal Battle Royale, you're probably not going to be focusing on your weapon camo unlocks. But if you're mindful of them, when you down an enemy, you can still boost up those figures to get you closer to the camo. It sounds simple, but there's so many players that I play with, and I have to remind them to finish someone in a certain way, because they were trying to do a challenge and just forgot. Oh yeah, also remember, you can do multiple challenges at once. That's why you can catch me crouching around hip-firing people in the head. My final general piece of advice before getting into some more specific advice is to max level the weapon you want in gold or whichever camo, and do as many of the easy challenges you can do without going insane. If there's one section that you're really struggling to get and it just drives you mad and it's ruining your experience, you know what, just leave it and wait for the free to play multiplayer weekends that pop up. This way you'll only have to hop into a few games to unlock your awkward challenges as you've done most of the legwork. On the note of free-to-play weekends, it's really useful to be mindful of these events. They may seem random, but they're actually not, and you can predict when the next one will be. They usually pop up at the start of new seasons and at the halfway point in a season when new content is released. Obviously, it's much easier doing these weapon camo unlocks in multiplayer, so if you know there's likely to be a free multiplayer weekend in a week or two, and you know you'll have time to hop on, maybe consider waiting and reduce those stress levels. So now that we've got some good general advice under our belt to nudge our way to looking like a grade A warlord, let's get some more specifics. In Warzone, we've got to be heading into Plunder Matches. This is a permanent counterpart to the Battle Royale mode, and to be honest, it's a no-brainer in many ways for completing these camo challenges. When playing Plunder, you spawn in with your weapon of choice that you want to get camos for, and you have unlimited respawns just like your opponents do, which maximizes your chances of conflict. Once you're in the game, you've got to be aggressive and not worry too much about dying, and to an extent, even winning. That would just be a bonus. To maximize contact time with your opponents, go to points of interest and areas that are often busy. We're talking downtown and superstore, or major named places underneath the plane's path. These places will be packed, giving you the best chance to get some kills towards those challenges, and let's be honest, it's quite fun being stressed out in aisle 9. Other dense areas of the map, in terms of enemies, are conveniently highlighted for us in the minimap. You'll see high earners be marked for you and everyone else, so swoop down here and expect a good time, or a bad time. Either way, it increases your chances of picking up those kills. The other places on the map that will be littered with players are bunkers that are near the plane's flight path, specifically the ones that can be opened with a static key code, since you can open these straight from the start of the game. If you don't know where these are, they can be found here, and the key codes are on here as well, so if you do find yourself in that area, just crack them open. If you drop straight down to one of these, you're guaranteed some action. But if by some miracle there isn't anyone there, crack open the bunker and get yourself some mega loot and become a high earner marked on the map. That's a surefire way to get yourself into some gunfights. When you are a high earner and marked on the map, you want to try and set up and be ready for people flying in at you. Ideally, get in a building so you can't be shot or landed on directly from the sky, and set up some Home Alone level of security. Start racking up these kills, annoy some people, and they're gonna come straight back for you. Another place to find a lot of people are cash deposit sites. These seem to have their own gravity and pull players towards them, whether they like it or not. But you can be waiting quite a while for someone to come by to one of these sites, so maybe only attack them when somebody has already called in the extraction chopper. My final tactic on Plunder is to get some UAVs and drive around taking people out. It sounds pretty high roller and risky, but honestly, a lot of people don't run Ghost on Plunder for whatever reason, and having the jump on people is such an advantage. This technique does take a little bit of time to get used to, of course. You want to master the art of hopping out and beaming someone before they even know what day it is. And if you are going to give this method a crack, please use a trophy on your vehicle. I don't want to see you get blown to bits. A tip when in one of these mini gunfights, if you can back yourself enough, is to try and leave some members of squads alive, so when their teammates do respawn, they come straight back down for another slice of death. It's potentially risky, but maximises your number of engagements, and that's only a good thing when trying to get these camos. A scrubby tactic to potentially get you a couple of easy kills towards your challenges is to land at the end of the plane with players that are for some reason not currently playing. Just make sure you jump off early enough to get there before anyone else, as this tactic is being picked up by many people now, and that's at least partly my fault, as I've recommended people do it when trying to do horrible challenges to unlock weapons like the Bruin and Growl. The good thing here is though, if it does go tits up, you can just respawn elsewhere and get to work. So that's everything for Plunder, but there are also limited time modes that can help us out a lot. Previously there's been a Juggernaut mode which was pretty good because people just desperately and quite crazily just went for the Jugger suits and you could pick up some really easy kills. And currently there's a Kingslayer mode, which is essentially team deathmatch on a small part of the Verdansk map, allowing you to rank up a whole lot of kills and spend a lot of time in gunfights. When these limited time modes are up, try to take advantage of them as much as you can. So they're all the tips for this video. I hope they'll help you get those mega camos so you can show the lobby who's boss. If you found the video helpful, please give it a like. And if you haven't already subscribed and you want to see more Call of Duty videos, why not subscribe? Bye for now.